Hey guys and gals and YouTubers, welcome. This is your host Raven 2012, welcoming you back to another episode of Kerbal Space Program. And yes, I am running the new version, which is 1.02. Just updated that yesterday. They came out with the two updates yesterday, which basically broke my mods twice, so that was fun. So today I got a little bit of the mods replaced. Some of them got updated, not all of them, but hopefully most of them will work. If there's any problems with any of them, usually it's not going to cause the game to crash or anything. It's just they won't work properly. They're not going to break the game too much. So usually a lot of the older stuff will work fine if it's coded right, but most of the major stuff has been updated. So that's what I've been plagued with. I was a little sad. I thought I was going to lose my LP career mode. So we're going to get started on that and continue on in the here shortly. But I just kind of want to discuss some things with you guys. Some of you guys are probably new players and don't know basically what this game is about. It's really hard to explain, but basically, I don't know if I mentioned this in my other videos, but the creator of this game, Harvester, his real name is Felipe. Basically, this game came from an idea he had when he was a kid with his buddies, and his growing up. They used to build rockets at home. And basically, they would strap these little guys on them called Kerbals, hence the name where we got now, the little Kerbals. And all they did was just to see how they would get different rocket designs and see how far the rocket would go with the Kerbals. And that's basically what the game started as, and that's basically what the game is. Basically, you build a rocket and see how far it goes, and that was the premise for pretty much the whole 2/3, if not more, than the history of this game so far since 1.0, because recently they just added the career tree, the career mode, which was last summer. They added the career tree, I think. The version before this one, 1.0, was 9.0. That was or 0.90, which was the beta. The one before that was 0.25, and the one before that was 24 and 23. Basically, that 24 is when I think the career mode came in, and the before that was the science mode, which came in not last Christmas but the following Christmas. So basically those two things are new to the game. So prior to that, most of the history of the game it's pretty basic, was to just build a rocket and see how far you can go. And that's kind of the same thing going on right now, but there's so much to cover in this game. It's really hard to explain what the game is, but if you approach it like just build a rocket and see how far you can go, that's basically what the game is. You can take as much or little as you want from this game. It's so in depth. So that's basically what the game is about. To explain any of the other things, honestly guys, we just have to get into the career mode and just see where it goes from there. I'm honestly not going to get into the details of the main menu and stuff like that, because honestly the tutorials and the training scenarios, this is just new. I mean, you guys can check them out yourself. I don't want to spoil your guys' fun on that of learning, but you can jump in there. A lot of this is new. They've honestly only had a couple of these in the past, so this is all new. It's, I would say 1.0, it's all new to me. Just like some of you guys just getting the game, it's new to you guys too, because it's starting to, 1.0 is pretty much fleshing out the game itself. It's becoming more of a game. So I'm really old school in this, and basically it was just building a rocket and see how far you go, but there's a lot to it now. Um, Sandbox is just what we had for many years, was basically build a rocket, see how far you can go. Science, they added in um, basically the tech tree, where you go out there, you build your rocket, you do samples, you do EVA reports, and you get the science points, and basically you go in and unlock the tech tree, and that's it. And then in career mode came along, which was, I don't know how long ago was that. This is new to me because I didn't play a lot in the career mode too much. And that's basically, there's funds involved, and so much has changed. Every update changes so much. This 1.0, it has changed a lot, even in the career mode. It's a lot different, so it's really hard to explain. It's really hard to go in there and educate you guys, especially you new guys. The best way is just to watch the LP. The career mode, you're basically going to get the idea of what you need to do in career mode, and the rest will just follow. The sandbox is basically your sandbox stuff. So with that said, I guess, I don't know if that makes sense for some of you guys as a newcomers, and I mean, I don't get paid by Squad to promote this game for anyone that doesn't own the game, but it's up to you guys if you want to get the game or not. It's I've got it many years ago at a really cheap price. Nowadays I think it runs like for 40 some dollars. When I first got it, it was like $17, so it's honestly up to you guys. It's really fun. I mean, just going in sandbox mode is just fun. Just going in there, experiment, basic rocketry, build a rocket, and see how far you can go with it. That's basically what the game is about. The career mode, it's the same premise, but you have some limitations. What facilities you have, what parts you unlock, and it's basically trying to add that hardness, because there's so many parts in here now. It's really easy to get in orbit and then go to another moon or another space body, which is, the career mode's adding a lot of challenge to the game now, because when I played we only had 4 parts, and I'll try to add in some of the pictures and I'll show you my early ships. And 4 parts, you had to build some massive ships to get out there to the moon or even in orbit, and it was really hard. And basically what we did was we tried to see, okay, I made it to orbit, and we would kind of brag to our buddies, and then our buddies would be like, oh, I got a higher orbit, or I would try to top that and be like, oh, I made it to the moon. And basically it was just a bragging game at first, and saying, oh, my rocket made it this far, where'd your yours go? And then it was just a competition basically early on in the game to see how far you could get. So, which is basic hobby rocketry. You build a rocket and you can see how high it goes up. And anyways, this is I've been yapping on that for a while. I mean, shoot, probably boring you guys. So let's just get into the game here. I think last time we unlocked some of this stuff here. Let's get on here and see what we're gonna do with this toothpick here. don't know if I have enough stuff to do, make a decent... Oh yeah, and the new update 1.01, they added in a little tiny basic fin, so that's interesting. So we had Valentina break some of the records. I don't know if... Let me go double check the contracts. Now we can get focusing on the game. Okay, there's a lot of different contracts here. What can we do? This is where the strategy can kind of come in. Perform visual survey of Kerbal. We need to test our newly acquired capabilities with survey Kerbal. Take a crew report at location designated below. Okay. Test basic thumper. That's probably orbiting Kerbal. Okay. We want you to test the LVT swivel. These all have new names, which is I'm gonna have to get used to those. Staging. Radio decoupler in flight. Okay, I think I could... Wait, radio? I don't think I have a radio decoupler yet. Oh, here we go. I didn't know real shoots added in, Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. Test real shoot cone in flight. Okay, that's awesome. We'll get those actually. Kind of curious about those. I don't want the VIP. There's a lot of new contracts in here. There's like, I guess you can do take civilians on with you to do certain things like ferry them places. There's probably people that want to go out in space. Test thumper. Let's see if we... Swivel. I don't think we have the LT-45. I think we do actually. Yeah, the swivel. Where's the thumper? I don't know these names. That's the hammer. What's the thumper? Just no, that's the flea. Okay, I'll get this guy here, I think. That's the why he's got all kinds of names now? Terrier? What's up with... Yeah. Okay, whatever. Oh, you know I do have a radio mount parachute. I want you to test it over Kerbal. The contract system for me, I've been playing science mode a lot, which I like science mode, but a lot of people think it's a little boring. Contracts add a lot of strategy to the game. I don't know, just get that one. I can go up to 7. I don't know what that one is. Take a crew report at the location. Okay. In flight. I need to... Actually, they really want you to do space planes right away, which is nice. So, okay. Trying to plan out what I'm going to do. It's kind of hard to plan what you're going to do to get the contract and what kind of ship you want to do, because normally if I was doing the science mode right now, basically I'm just trying to get science, and science you can get pretty much anywhere. And yeah, let me show you something here. Each planet and moon has biomes. Let's jump over here, maybe we can see it. Basically what a biome is, like you got your desert, your forest, your Arctic, and whatnot. You'll max out most of your science in a certain biome, and then basically you can get more from jumping to another biome. And you can do, like, say you maxed out your EVA sample of desert biome, you can go over to the grasslands biome, or if you're orbiting and you're doing a certain biome EVA report. So biomes are a factor in this game. Where's this at? No. Okay. I'm probably gonna need, it's hard to see where we're at the KSC. I think KSC is over here. So normally, since I'm a science mode veteran, I would send out this rocket to go to the poles to get science up there, and I'm probably gonna do that because science will pay. But at the same time, I need to get some of these contracts here. So I'll take I like the 45 better. So actually, I might have to redesign this whole thing. I believe I have heat shields now. I'm going to need it. That is under utility. No, I think they need to fix that. It needs to be under utility. I don't know why it's under aerodynamic, which is kind of, it can be aerodynamic, but basically any part can be aerodynamic in here if you want to argue about that. These are 90. It's like 2 of those. And a majority of this game too, guys, is building. I mean, I'll probably be building most of the episode. I mean, there's a lot to the game. There's a lot to teach if you're know a lot of stuff about math and orbital mechanics and engineering mathematics, but at the same time you don't need to know all that. You could use just your basic knowledge, common sense. I'll do that. Decoupler. Oh, actually, here, you'll see this here in the blue. It's actually not unlocked in the research tree yet. I can't get it. It's basically something that comes out of the contract, and I can use that. And well, basically, you see there, it's called experimental because it's really not on. I haven't unlocked it in the research tree, but basically, I'm been given it through the contract, and I can use it just to get through the contract, which is. Some of these are hard to get that perfect. Suborbital. This is definitely gets suborbital, I think. See, some of these contracts, pay attention to them. There's altitudes that you'll have to test it out at, and in a certain speed, so you kind of gotta get it in there at the at that tiny margin. It's hard to figure some of these out. I just basically just put them on there. If I get them, I get them. I might throw. Actually, should I throw LES system on here? the smaller chute? I don't. But I can put this on there. Delete that. I don't know which one's is going to be better. Why is that 0 cost? I think the cost becomes a factor on what size you make it. It's this is from the Real Shoot mod. Basically, you can change the size of these if you go into. Uh-oh. Oh, I don't have action group. Oh my god, this is so insane. But if you go in action group and you right click on that, you can actually, oh, here you go, you can do it here. You can change sizes on this if you wanted to. That might be enough for this capsule, hopefully, if it splashes down in the water. But I'm probably gonna try to land it. Oh, I can't. See, the other options you get when you go into action group and you right click on this, you can actually change the chute sizes, I mean not chute sizes, chute types, and how many chutes are in there. So I think this is just going to blow one. Yeah, that should be good. Those goo containers don't weigh much now. This thing's gonna be pretty tall. That's why I throw LES system on there. And I'm gonna throw some more solid, or not solid rockets. Some more of these fuel tanks. Probably just. I got on there 4. That should be good. And I'm gonna throw one of these bigger guys. It doesn't have gimbaling. Basically, gimbaling is kind of your steering when you don't have fins on it. And basically, what the engine does is move different directions. It gimbals. So the LVT-45 has gimbaling on it, vector ranging. This one doesn't. It just kind of just shoots straight out. So it's a little bit harder to control it. I don't have any control commands yet. I do have wings now, which I don't know how handy those are come into play. Better than nothing, I guess. And what is that? Landing strut. Yeah, okay. We'll try these radio decouplers since we have them. When you're building these large, tall ones, center of mass comes into play depending on where you're going to put your steering fins at and your attachments to your solid rocket boosters. Oh, here's the large ones. Oh my god, the thumper. That's the thumper. Oh my goodness, we're going to kick some speed now. Let's move this down a little bit. That looks good. Is it straight? No, it's not. is a pain to get on there. It's not on there yet. Center of mass. That looks good there. It's on there. Center. We might need some nose cones if we have it, because aerodynamics is a thing. I should take a goo container. Stage 5, it's got good thrust weight ratio, but when this stage 3, well, it depends. Let me see how I want to set it up. Yeah, that's basically how I want it. These are basically going to fall off. Stage 3 is going to kick in with this engine. It's going to be a little slow because it's got basically thrust weight ratio is, if you got a number of like 1 and you launch it on the pad, it'll basically just not go anywhere or just hover there. You kind of want to have more thrust than your weight. So 1.64 is not a lot, so it will go a little bit slower. It can possibly start to come back down with gravity taking effect. So a good thing we can do is stage all these together, this burn with these guys. But the problem is, how high are we going to get? Because these burn really fast. So we can actually test it out and see what happens. And plus these engines being all together right here, it can cause a real bad overheating factor. So usually if they're level like that, they're okay. So let's put this engine down here. That kind of went up a little bit. That's probably what we want. I have no struts to connect those in. I'm not going to put the science station on there. That's probably going to be be pushing it right now. So, oh, I can't make, oh my goodness. I can't make an LES system because I don't have I don't have action groups. This is basically useless. I just realized that. That's another thing. There's a lot going on here. So that's probably not going to really help my weight, so it doesn't really matter. We want this guy on his own. I don't know. We'll call this Athenia. Yeah, I can't really do any action groups, so this may not. I might actually need to, since I don't have the support, so I might have to bump this down just a little bit if I can get it right where I want it. Nope. I want it a little bit closer. Is that level? Alright, let's see how that works. Let's save it. Go ahead and launch it. This being my real first time building stuff and KSP and launching stuff, I think in the future I might edit some of this stuff for you guys, but since this is new to me, I'm trying to get a feel for what needs to be on screen and what does not. So I do apologize. And just throttle up and hit the Z key. Z key throttles up X throttles down. Hit the T key. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Oh, Jebediah's here now. Oh, great. Let's do it. This thing is going really fast. Let's start turning. The only thing is, with it going this fast, there's hardly any control. Yeah, there's no control at all. That's the thing with these solid boosters. You need like reaction wheels. And another thing I forgot to put on those is parachutes. Since I'm using a mod that let's turn down our speed here. And we need to go wrong way. We need to head north. She does not want to control well. There we go. She should fly a little bit better now. Let's get on to 45 here. So I'm heading due north. This is going to straighten out. I should probably... I bet you I can get this in orbit if I tried. Bet you this can go in orbit. Apoapsis is 105,000. Basically what that is the top of your slope, and your periapsis is the bottom of your slope. And basically to circularize that is get to the AP, level it off, on your nav ball, and basically punch it, and you kind of round it out from there. It's never perfect. You're gonna have to constantly adjust it to make it perfect if you want while you're doing it, but you can adjust it once it's created to make it smaller. And to make the to make it smaller, if you already have the orbit, is you do a retrograde burn, which is kind of a reverse burn. And I'll explain a little bit more of that once we get in orbit here, if we can. Usually takes a lot of fuel. Basically, when I first played this game, I thought getting in orbit was easy. Like, I thought, because I didn't know anything about orbital mechanics. Let's punch it here really quick, guys. I thought you just had to go straight up as high as you can, and then basically you start orbiting around the planet. I didn't know you actually had to move at a fast speed to create an orbit. Oh, I'm gonna run out of fuel probably. It's gonna give me enough to get to the poles, I think. Which is what I want, and I'll kill it here. I think that's good. Give it a little bit more here. I'll save some. So basically an orbit, all it is once you get it, you're basically just it's basically what that is, free falling. You just keep falling around that circle, the globe, and you're going so fast that you can just create the free fall. So the faster you go, the faster you get out here. Because I think that depending on your on the planet you're orbiting, there has to be a certain speed that you gotta have to achieve to get into orbit, depending on the gravitational pull, I think, too. I can't remember the speed you need for Earth's orbit. But even though it looks like you're just standing there in space, you're actually moving really fast. So what I'm going to do here is do a retrograde burn, which is I'm burning the opposite way, which is basically I'm slowing myself down so that gravity has effect on me and it's going to pull me back. And then you're going to see this arch start to go up, and gravity's going to have a hold of me and pull me back down there. So we actually need to get in retrograde here. And I better do, I think I can do EVA now. I'm going to take an EVA report. And I'm going to board. I'm going to take crew report, which I already did that, I think, with Valentina. I think she already got suborbital. Let's see if I can do goo container. Reset, I guess. Reset. So I kind of have to go to another biome, do other things, because you can't always get the same science from doing the same thing, like doing suborbital stuff and getting the same crew report. Basically, I think in the beginning when they first did the game, you could do that spam, what they call spam science and whatnot. You can't do that anymore. You basically got to go out there and explore and get the science. So that kind of pushes you to have to go out there in the universe and or the solar system and get things. Oops, I think, let me check my power. Power's good. You get power by solar panels, obviously. Your engines, when they're running, not the solid boosters, but your regular engines, will power your battery cells. So I'm keeping this on as long as I can. Might actually ditch it here. Probably will ditch it. Don't really need it. I got fuel in it. Yeah, I can see these videos having to be do a lot of editing in it. So, yeah. I mean, the first few ones, I mean, I'm alone because at least to give you guys an idea of what the game's is about and give you a little bit better feeling. And later on, we'll do some editing, skip all this basic stuff. So there's the polar cap. I should be able to do a crew report once we get over that biome, I think. Oh, I can do one here. Uh-oh. I'm doing re-entry. This is where I must probably burn through most of my shield there. Let's bring this up. Hopefully my goo containers don't mess up. They did add a feature in here using the F11 temperature overlay. F12 you can see the drag. And F10 there's another option when you right click. It should show you some information, but I haven't got that to work properly. Ablative shielding is holding up. You'll kill a lot of this ablative shielding when you come back from the moon, usually further distances, and do re-entries. You kind of have to do what they call orbital braking. Just kind of come in a little bit, skip out, and then come back in again. Depends on how far out you are. There we go. Pop the chutes. Probably take another EVA report or crew report. No, I can do an EVA report once this chute opens. I'll be able to jump out. If I jump out now, I'll die. And yeah, here we go. I haven't been here in a while. I don't know if anything's changed with the poles. I always like coming up here. It's a little bit easier. So basically in these early stages is we're just trying to get these contracts and unlock the get more research so we can unlock the good stuff and we can actually go to the moon and go out into space. So let's do an EVA since I can do that now. You know there's a joke somewhere in here about an ice hole, but you can't think of it. Must be snack time. Okay. And B is bored. I'm probably going to get a lot of science from here. A lot of our stuff got destroyed. Boom, there we go. So this is kind of like a practice area of being on another planet because it's totally different than being by the KSC where there's grass and stuff. Let's do a proper EVA. Oh, I think I can plant my flag now too. Let's take a surface sample. Can I do surface sample or I still need to unlock that? I bet I need to be a scientist to do that. I'll plant flag. First landing. Here we are again on the poles. Whatever. And there's my flag, Raven Space Agency. Off to a start with the first flag. And I can do surface samples, probably need to be scientist. Do some Is there mystery goo? Oh, what? External by scientist? There's a lot to learn here. The goo starts to freeze and seem like it likes it to keep data. It's probably going to be the same thing. Yep. Can I do crew port? Probably out of those. Nope. That's basically it. So we're gonna recover it and see how much we got. Let's see what's got here. Stage destroyed. Athenian. Contract. Distance record. We didn't get a lot of contracts. We almost got the real shoot one. Let's go over here. Actually, that one gives me more information, I think. Where's the real shoot? Yeah, I didn't get the altitude or the speed. Is that what that was saying? Yeah. Oh well. See how much science we got. $35, $23. We actually didn't get too much science. Some of that money came back. Our crew's back. 35. We need to unlock that. Maybe we can actually. Should we go ahead and go? No, everything's 45 on this tier. We'll actually get the decoupler and aerodynamics cone. What I am looking for next is mech jeb would be nice, but some of that's locked. You unlock the rest of the functions in mech jeb throughout here. So basically you unlock the basic stuff with mech jeb and the physical part in this tier here. A lot of people get confused and say, oh, mech jeb's not working. You actually have to unlock it in certain areas over here. Yeah, I see right here. Here's another part of mech jeb, rover autopilot. So I'm looking for struts. I'm actually looking for winglets too. Did I get those? No, these are different. They don't they're just static. They don't really adjust your rocket. I need these guys right here. Their control surface. They actually move. And then it comes with the inline reaction wheel. That's where I'm probably going to go next to make my rockets more stable. The more stable they are, the easier to control. That means the higher they can go, more fuel efficient, or you can actually make them go where you want. So if you're trying to go in orbit, that would be perfect. So yeah, that's probably where we're going to end it here, guys. So thanks for joining me, guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.